1. Which of the following principles of adult learning is most important when designing training for administrative managers? A. Adults learn best through passive listening. B. Adults need learning that is practical and immediately applicable. C. Adults prefer to be tested frequently for memory retention. D. Adults rely solely on instructor-led sessions. 2. What is the first step in developing a professional training curriculum for administrative staff? A. Select the instructors. B. Conduct a needs assessment to identify skill gaps. C. Create assessment tools. D. Choose the learning platform. 3. When evaluating training effectiveness, which method best measures knowledge transfer to the workplace? A. Learner satisfaction survey. B. Post-training skills demonstration. C. Counting attendance. D. Reviewing course completion rates. 4. A CAMT candidate is tasked with improving communication across departments. Which strategy is most effective? A. Implementing structured communication protocols. B. Increasing email volume without format. C. Eliminating team meetings. D. Relying solely on memos. 5. Which mentoring technique is best for developing leadership skills in administrative managers? A. Assigning challenging projects with mentor guidance. E. Giving only theoretical reading assignments. C. Limiting mentee exposure to high-level tasks. D. Avoiding feedback to encourage independence. 6. Which evaluation type occurs during program delivery to make immediate improvements? A. Summative evaluation. B. Formative evaluation. C. Outcome evaluation. D. Impact evaluation. 7. When aligning objectives with Bloom's taxonomy, design a new workflow falls under which level? A. Knowledge. B. Application. C. Synthesis. D. Comprehension. 8. In regulatory compliance training, which content is most critical to include? A. Personal management tips. B. Required legal standards and reporting obligations. C. Motivational quotes. D. Historical background unrelated to compliance. 9. A candidate is tasked with creating a mentorship program. What should be defined first? A. Evaluation of mentor performance. B. Program goals and expected outcomes. C. Number of mentors available. D. Communication tools to be used. 10. Which of the following is an example of a criterion reference test in an administrative setting? A. Ranking trainees from highest to lowest score. B. Comparing results to national performance averages. C. Assessing performance against a set of predetermined standards. D. Measuring against peer group achievement. 11. Which of these best supports multiple learning styles in a training session? A. Reading assignments only. B. Combination of discussion, visuals, and hands-on practice. C. Instructor lecture exclusively. D. Long written assessments. 12. A post-training survey shows learners enjoyed the course, but performance metrics have not improved. What does this suggest? A. Training was effective and needs no changes. B. Satisfaction does not equal behavior change. C. Learners need more entertainment. D. The topic is irrelevant. 13. Which method most effectively assesses decision-making skills in administrative managers? A. Multiple choice knowledge test. B. Case study analysis and presentation. C. Attendance record review. D. Peer popularity rating. 14. To comply with federal workplace regulations, a training program must A. Be updated regularly to reflect current laws. B. Delivered only once during onboarding. C. Avoid documentation for confidentiality. D. Focus solely on organizational preferences. 15. Which communication method is best when delivering sensitive organizational updates? A. B. Clear, transparent in-person or live virtual meeting. C. Casual hallway discussion. D. Posting on a public bulletin board. 16. A CAMT candidate wants to improve employee engagement through mentoring. Which step is most effective? A. Setting mutual goals and regular check-ins. B. Focusing solely on mentor's agenda. C. Conducting only one-time sessions. D. Avoiding difficult performance discussions. 17. In a learning program, summative evaluation is primarily used to A. Provide ongoing feedback during training. B. Identify learning needs before training. C. Judge final achievement after training completion. D. Monitor facilitator performance only. 18. Which adult learning strategy best fosters self-direction? A. Assigning tasks without context. Allowing learners to set personal learning goals. C. Using rigid schedules with no flexibility. D. Requiring passive observation. 19. Which of the following communication practices is most effective for cross-functional team collaboration? A. Regular structured updates and feedback loops. B. Informal chats with no follow-up. C. Avoiding documentation to save time. D. Sharing information only on a need-to-know basis. 20. What is the primary purpose of a gap analysis in professional training? A. Determine instructor availability. B. Identify performance deficiencies relative to desired outcomes. C. Evaluate program popularity. D. Assign budgets to departments. 21. Which regulatory compliance element is essential in record-keeping for training sessions? A. Documentation of attendance and content delivered. B. Collection of participant opinions. C. Storing only marketing materials. D. Deleting all records immediately after training. 22. The most effective feedback technique for adult learners is A. Delayed feedback several months later. B. Immediate, specific, and actionable feedback. C. Generic praise with no details. D. Public criticism to motivate improvement. 23. A strong mentoring program should include A. Randomly assigned objectives. B. Structured goals, regular feedback, and outcome tracking. C. Mentor-driven agendas only. D. Unscheduled ad hoc interactions. 24. When developing training for regulatory compliance, which approach ensures retention? A. Use realistic scenarios and role-playing exercises. B. Provide only a list of rules to memorize. C. Skip interactive elements to save time. D. Deliver training in a single, long lecture. 25. Which communication model is recommended for structured workplace updates? A. SBAR, situation, background, assessment, recommendation. B. Free-form conversation. C. Informal chat without agenda. D. Passive information sharing. 26. To improve knowledge retention, a CAMT candidate should A. Schedule frequent reinforcement and practice opportunities. B. Rely solely on initial training. C. Avoid revisiting material once delivered. D. Use only passive reading materials. 27. Which evaluation level in Kirkpatrick's model measures changes in behavior on the job? A. Level 1, reaction. A. Level 2, learning. C. Level 3, behavior. D. Level 4, results. 28. When mentoring a struggling employee, which approach is most professional? A. Focus on identifying strengths and collaboratively setting improvement goals. B. Publicly pointing out mistakes. C. Withholding feedback until review period. D. Ignoring performance issues. 29. Which training delivery method is most effective for geographically dispersed administrative teams? A. In-person only training. B. Synchronous and asynchronous virtual learning options. C. Paper manuals distributed by mail. D. Informal peer discussions. 30. Which activity best supports higher-order thinking for administrative managers? A. Memorizing policies. B. Solving complex workplace case studies. C. Copying procedures verbatim. D. Repeating definitions aloud. 31. The primary purpose of accreditation for professional training programs is: A. Increase program cost. E. Guarantee compliance with quality and education standards. C. Ensure identical learning outcomes for all. D. Promote competition among providers. 32. Which technique helps trainers respect cultural diversity in adult learning programs? A. Integrate inclusive examples and encourage open dialogue. Avoid mentioning cultural issues. C. Provide identical examples regardless of audience. D. Focus on majority culture exclusively. 33. When measuring ROI, return on investment, for a training program, which data is most valuable? A. Number of participants who enjoyed the session. B. Cost savings or performance improvements attributable to training. C. Quantity of slides used in the session. D. Facilitator's personal satisfaction.